Hello, good people. It's me, Mushfiq Arafat, today's English teacher, and I'm going to take today's class on transformation, and I'm covering the part of transforming sentences from assertive to interrogative and vice versa. So, without further ado, let's do it. So, while transforming the sentences from assertive to interrogative, there is a basic theory which is needed to remember always. As we all know that um, there are two types of assertive sentences. One is affirmative sentence and another one is negative sentence. So when you are asked to transform the sentence from assertive to interrogative, you first observe whether the sentence is an affirmative one or a negative one. If the sentence is an affirmative one, while transforming it to interrogative, you must make it negative interrogative. At the same time, if the sentence is a negative sentence, then while transforming it into an interrogative sentence, you must make it affirmative interrogative sentence. Negative interrogative sentence means you have to add some negative words like not, no, never, or something like that. And while doing affirmative interrogative sentence, that means you have to omit or change the negative words like not, no, never, and so on. On the contrary, while transforming the sentence from interrogative to assertive sentence, you must first observe whether the interrogative sentence is a negative interrogative sentence or an affirmative interrogative sentence. If it is a negative interrogative sentence, while transforming it into an assertive sentence, that means you must make it affirmative sentence. And if the sentence is an affirmative interrogative sentence, while transforming it into assertive sentence, that means you must make it in a negative sentence. So let's learn some basic rules. While transforming the sentences from assertive to interrogative, we must observe that whether there is any auxiliary verb or not. If there is no auxiliary verb, like the given example on the display, Mr. Jaman works hard all day long, we can see that there is no auxiliary verb in this sentence. There is only a verb, and that's the main verb of this sentence, works. Here, Mr. Jaman is the subject and works is the main verb. So the first thing we need to do to transform this sentence is to bring an appropriate auxiliary verb in front of subject. So we can choose do, does, or did according to the tense and person of that sentence. As this sentence is an affirmative sentence, we need to do it negative interrogative. That's why we need to add a not with the auxiliary verb. So as we can see that sentence is in its present form, and we can see there is an s after the verb, so we have to choose doesn't for this case, in this case. So the result will be, or the transforming sentence will be, does Mr. Jaman not work hard all day long, or doesn't Mr. Jaman work hard all day long? So the difference between two answers is that there is a tips for you. While using not in a sentence, we generally use it after the subject. But if you want to use in its contracted form, you must use it in front of the subject. So you can use then with the auxiliary verb in its short form. So you need to remember this thing. Now the question arises, what will happen if there is an auxiliary verb or auxiliary verbs in an assertive sentences? Like the example given on the display, Mr. Jaman will not work hard all day long, we can easily see that here Mr. Jaman is the subject, will not is the auxiliary verb, and work is the main verb of this sentence. So the first thing that you need to do is to bring the auxiliary verb in front of the subject. As we can see that the given sentence is a negative sentence, that's why we need to omit the not to make it affirmative interrogative sentence. So the answer will be for this sentence, will Mr. Jaman work hard all day long? If the sentence will be like that, Mr. Jaman will work hard all day long. So the sentence, if the sentence is an affirmative one, then the answer will be, will Mr. Jaman not work hard all day long, or won't Mr. Jaman work hard all day long? So this is easy to understand. So while transforming the sentences from assertive to interrogative or vice versa, there are some negative words that are needed extra precautions. So when we will see in a negative sentence, the words that are given on your left hand side will be converted into right hand side while making it interrogative sentence. Like when you will see in an assertive sentence never, you need to make it ever. Similarly, when you will see ever in an interrogative sentence, you need to make it never. For example, I have never seen you. Have I ever seen you in its interrogative form? Or vice versa. Have I ever seen you? Its affirmative assertive form will be I have never seen you. Similarly, I had no money at that time. Did I have any money at that time, or had I any money at that time? We change the no into any while making it interrogative. Similarly, nothing will be changed into anything. We have nothing to lose. In its interrogative form, do we have anything to lose, or have we anything to lose? Similarly, nobody or none will transform into anybody or anyone respectively. She has none in this city, or she has nobody in this city, will be transformed into does she have anybody or anyone in this city? Has she anyone or anybody in this city? While transforming the sentences from assertive to interrogative or vice versa, the first thing now we will observe the whether the sentence starts with all or every plus noun words. Every plus noun words means words like everyone, everybody, every man, every girl, every boy, or something like that. So the first thing that we need to do for transforming the sentence into interrogative, we must replace the words all or every plus noun words with who. And we can see this is an affirmative sentence. That's why we need to put a not with the auxiliary verb. So if I give you an example that everybody desires to lead a peaceful life, as we can see that there is everybody and there is only a main verb desires. So the interrogative form of this sentence will be everybody will be replaced with who, and as there is no auxiliary verb, so we need to bring an appropriate auxiliary verb. In this case, does is the appropriate one, and we need to put a not with does. So who does not desire to lead a peaceful life? We easily understand the rules, and we know that after do does did, the main verb will be put in its basic form. So we don't use here desires. We must use desire. The previous one is an example of WH question. The same statement can be transformed into a yes/no question as well. So we are going to learn it now. So if the sentence starts with every plus noun, like everyone or everybody or every boy or every girl or something like that, while transforming it into an interrogative one, the structure that you need to follow, I'm going to write it first so that you can understand it easily, and later I'm going to explain it to you. So you see that there is every with the noun. So the every will be replaced with is there any or was there any. And the noun after every will be put after any. And after the noun, we will put a who. And as you can see, the sentence is an affirmative one, so you need to make it a negative one. That's why you need to put a not with auxiliary verb. So for example, if I give you a sentence, everybody desires to lead a peaceful life, the yes no form of this statement will be, as you can see, there is every, which will be replaced with is there any, as it is in its present form. The body will sit right after any, so we will put a not along with auxiliary verb after who and the rest of the amount, and at the end, in the end, we will put a question mark. So the answer will be, is there anybody who does not desire to lead a peaceful life? Now what will be the WH question if the sentence starts with no plus noun, like nobody, no student, no one, or none? While transforming it to an interrogative one, the process is super easy. So the first thing that you need to know, that no plus noun word like nobody or no one or no student, you need to replace the word with who, and the rest of the part of the sentence will remain intact. There will be no change, just you need to change the word with who. For example, if I give you an example, nobody hates him, we see that there is a word nobody, so we must replace the word with who. So the answer of this interrogative sentence will be who hates him. You can also make yes no questions of the same statement as well. So let's learn it. So if the sentence starts with nobody or none or something like that, the first thing that you need to do to make it an yes no question is that you need to bring the auxiliary verb in front of the negative word, like nobody or none or no student or no boy. And we have already known previously that nobody will be transformed into anybody, and anyone, none or no one will be transformed into anyone while making it an interrogative sentence. So the answer will be like this one. So at first we need to change the nobody or none with anybody or anyone and bring the auxiliary verb in front of that, anybody or anyone. So if I give you an example, nobody will hate him. So we can easily see that there is a word like nobody and there is an auxiliary verb will. So the first thing that we need to do is to bring the auxiliary verb in front of the subject. So the answer will be will, and nobody will be transformed into anybody. So will anybody hate him? So this one is the rule for making yes no questions of the same statement, as we have learned previously. That's all for today. Thank you so much for your patience. And we will definitely learn a lot of things in the next classes. Till then, bye bye.